Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you being here on the show. We know a lot of people have a lot of other choices, and yet you spend your day with us, and we appreciate that more than you know. Lots of things going on in the world, and boy, oh boy, it is already 2022 in just hours. In some parts of the world, it already is 2022. And we're going to be able to kind of have fun with that just around the corner. I'm super excited about that. The Rose Parade is happening tomorrow. Super excited about that. I'll tell you why in just a minute. We got Mr. Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
So, what's the youngest age you've ever been that you've ever saw or watched the Rose Parade, if ever?
Uh, those are the ones with the floats, right?
Yeah.
Uh, you know what? I can't remember. I remember watching it. Because I remember a lot of the floats were really cool. But yeah, I can't remember. I don't watch it religiously, not like Casey. I hope she's not watching this. But yeah, no, she loves the Rose Parade.
Yeah, I will say this. In younger years, I remember watching it almost regularly because I remember my father always woke us up to watch it, right? At the very beginning. And then it's funny, I had a memory that nobody else had because I was there yesterday at the official headquarters in Pasadena because we were getting our credentials to cover it for, basically tomorrow early morning. Now, I'm not going to lie, Jesse. I'm not a morning person, okay? And I'm not a midnight person to like the next day person usually, unless I sleep during the day, like for at least 3 hours. Then I could pull an all-nighter. But I'm going to need monster upon monster upon monster because like some of our team wants to be there by 2 a.m. in the morning covering it. And I'm like, it's still dark outside. Why do we have to be there by 2 a.m.? So I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm okay being there by like 5 a.m. and covering it. But I don't want to be there at 2 a.m., Jesse. What do you think?
2 a. Is that a time? Oh my God, no. Um, wow. What would you be doing at 2 a.m.? I honestly don't know.
I don't know. Some people want to talk to horses or something. I don't know. It's not, it's not my thing. Because, there's a lot of horses. The equestrian center is really, really neat. And if you love horses, you get to, kind of visit the horses and visit the people getting ready. But even the people that are going to camp out, I don't know if they are going to camp out, but I would imagine they might on Colorado Boulevard. Again, I would just say stay safe because, again, with coronavirus looming around us, I don't know how this year is going to kind of go down, if that makes sense. But I will say the crew is very excited to have the Rose Parade again. Last year was the only year we've never had the Rose Parade in all the years it is. And I want to say it's the, you know what? Let me bring it up for you guys. Here, let me see if I can bring this up for you to be able to see. The Rose Parade, for those of you that don't know, I would say it's bigger than the Macy's Parade because it's only once a year. It's not on Thanksgiving, and it kind of marks the beginning of the new year that we're in. You know what I mean? And just the really neat stuff that they actually have is kind of cool as well when you realize all of the way the petals are arranged, how they're all managed, and all the time that it takes to make them, and how intrinsic it is. It is just amazing. Okay, so here it is, the Rose Parade, and again, the Rose Bowl game are going to be happening tomorrow. Okay, January 1st, 2022. I can't believe we're saying 2022. I was happy with the year 2021. It was easy to say, but now it's going to be 2022, right? 22 era is upon us. America's New Year celebration again happening. So many different people are going to be showing up. A lot of stars, a lot of celebrities, a lot of people on the floats. I don't know if they're guaranteed to wear face masks. I would imagine that they will be. I'll be like, who is that certain person? I don't know. But there you go. It's happening in 15 hours, 59 minutes, and 56 seconds. You can buy your tickets right there. And I'll just click on this. Again, since 1890. Can you believe it? Since 1890, the Tournament of Roses has produced America's New Year celebration, bringing the traditions of the Rose Parade, Rose Bowl game to Pasadena and the world for 130 years. It's the 133rd Rose Parade presented by Honda and the 108th Rose Bowl game. will return on January 1st, 2022, starting at 8 a.m. The bloom is back on New Year's Day. That's the theme of it. And lots of great stuff happening there and in Pasadena. And I know a lot of people end up sometimes going after the actual Rose Parade, and they see the floats for, I think it's like 3 days. So you can go and see them for a certain amount and just see them up close. It's really cool. I love the ones that kind of go high up in the air, and then the creative ability to make some of these floats kind of more amazing and special. It's completely different than a what I would call a usual parade, like in certain cities. You know what I mean? There's certain ones that are just like so beautiful the way they're made, and then the way they move. Right? I think they had a couple breakdowns. I think the year before. So in the last few years, I really haven't woken up as early as possible, but they usually replay it around the world, even in Asian countries and others. When I saw it, I go, wow, they actually know the Rose Parade is here in Pasadena. So it's world renowned, really. And so we're going to be actually broadcasting from there tomorrow, evidently very early in the morning. So if I look like spent, you'll know why, okay? I always used to love, now I'm going to say this as a love, KTLA coverage, right? Fox has it as well, but KTLA does it really special. And I remember when Bob Eubanks used to do it. Bob Eubanks and, oh my goodness, I cannot remember, from Lucky. She was from the Lucky, remember from Lucky's? She was the redhead. Oh, I can't remember. Bob Eubanks, hold on, let me look it up. I don't want to mess this up. Some of you might remember. If you say it, then you get little morning show credits. There you go. But Bob Eubanks did it with, let's see, Stephanie Edwards. Stephanie Edwards. Yeah, you don't remember those? Yeah, they were so good. They covered it really well.
Yeah, it's obviously I don't watch enough of it to memorize their names, but I do have one question.
Yeah.
Why is it called the Rose Parade?
Why is it called the Rose Parade? Because they have all roses on the floats. So, unless you know something else, Jesse.
No, I was just curious because I always heard like, oh, the Pasadena Tournament of Roses Rose Parade or something like that. I really don't know what it's about. So I was just curious if you knew.
Oh, okay. No, this is a good question. I thought you were going. Sometimes you lead. Sometimes you lead up to a good joke when you say it like that. Okay.
I was just curious.
All right. Well, the Rose Bowl, right, or Rose Parade. You know what? That's a good question. That's a good question because they don't use all roses. They actually use all different types of flowers, right? I'm not sure who was the first person to say, "Hey, let's cover it with flowers." I really don't. But evidently, in Pasadena and surrounding, roses are a thing. They have rose gardens in Pasadena, actually. The Huntington Library is in Pasadena, known for floral and such. But I will say this Rose Bowl or Rose Parade. Can you tell I'm stammering because I really don't know the answer to that? I really don't. But it says, it's celebration that's more than a century old, festival of flowers, music, and sports unequaled anywhere in the world, and that's actually very true. That's very true. But why it's roses in specifically, I really can't answer that 100%. I really can't. I want to, but it'll be presented by Honda. And, I want the cheat sheet on all the floats because I'm going to be like, well, there's that float. That float looks cool and don't know what that is. So I need to go back and I need to figure this out, Jesse, because I feel a little like not prepared to be the float expert. You know what I mean?
Right? I mean, how are you supposed to know what they are unless you have a cheat sheet? I mean,
yeah, seriously.
I don't know.
That's how KTLA rolls. They read from it. And I'm like, I can read from it. Just give me something to read from. So it's still going to be pretty amazing looking at these things up close and personal. But I remember, and a lot of people don't remember this, oddly enough, when it was actually presented in 3D for their 100th. I remember the 100th centennial. And if it's 130 years or so, or 133, I don't know what the math is there. But then that means technically, I remember when they would sell them at, well, they wouldn't sell them. You just picked them up. Or maybe they did sell them. I don't remember. But you would go to 7-Eleven stores. You'd get but they were kind of the monochromatic ones. The one where it has like a dark color and then a light color. And they were the foldable kind that you would put on your face. I don't remember how old I was. I must have been like under 12. And you would watch the 3D coverage. But if you didn't have them. You still saw it normally, but when you had them, it made it like pop out. It was like really cool, and it was on your regular TV sets. I still don't know why they haven't gone back to that like ability, because I think they could do that, but they haven't done it since. But it was a really cool thing, and it was a really neat collaboration between 7-Eleven, them, and the 3D from being the 100th. And I just remember being really like, whoa, that's so neat. And then they never did it since. So I was like asking the people there, why haven't they done it? I said, probably because of the money. I go, yeah, that makes sense. It's probably expensive to do that because the cameras have to be all super extreme. So they probably just use it for that. Then they threw it away. I'm like, hey, let's use that again, because those 3D televisions didn't take off. You know what I mean?
Right. I thought that would actually be pretty big, but apparently people don't want 3D.
I think it's weird on the eyes sometimes, but I think
it really is. It's a strain.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a strain. I think if they kind of go simple and they have ones where you can wear those type of glasses and they're very simple and they're lightweight, then you can make it happen. If they did it like in the 100th, then I'm pretty sure the technology could be pretty simple that way, but whatever. Okay, so I need everyone to know why they need to know, because you all need to know. So let's talk about that next here on The Morning Show. We'll be back right after these messages. Stay tuned.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff in spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
When it comes to health and well-being, cellular hydration is the key. You could say that hydration is the key to every wellness program. And structured water in its natural state, is the key to cellular hydration. Most of the water available to us has been processed for purity, safety, and convenience. But processing causes water to lose its natural hexagonal structure, with unfortunate effects for our bodies. Now you can take your personal hydration to a whole new level with the glassware that restructures water in just 3 minutes. Golden Ratio Products brings you these amazing water bottles, carafes, and drinking glasses which put the life back into the water you drink. Try it and you'll be amazed at the effects you feel in your body. Go to goldenratioproducts.com for the next phase of your water consciousness.
What is commitment and why is it so hard to achieve? The new book, Committed, by Dr. Carmen Hara and Alexandra Hara, will make you reevaluate the way you think about love. Committed is a relationship manual that unfolds in 2 parts: the work you need to perform on the inside and the 7 distinct archetypes you encounter on the outside. Committed, a new book available on Amazon by Dr. Carmen Hara and Alexandra Hara, will help to find and keep the love you deserve. Committed, available now on Amazon.
New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlensons.com.
The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true Greek food. Authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beers. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-through, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in a family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you for spending time with us. It is the latest news, and this actually makes some more sense since, like I said, I've literally experienced personally several getting coronavirus and then some testing negative. This might be something to consider as very informational, because this is the type of thing that isn't necessarily covered in some networks. The question is, do at-home COVID-19 tests detect the variant? The answer is a little surprising because some say no, some say yes, but here's how the article reads. U.S. health officials say early data suggests they may be less sensitive at picking it up. So, if you have the it's the rapid fire tests that are more in question than not. Government recommendations for using at-home tests haven't changed. So people should continue to use them when a quick result is important. That's according to the government as of yet. But if you have you may still have coronavirus, but it's not detectable on some of these tests. Do you understand how that's kind of confusing to people then, Jesse?
Yeah, most definitely, considering if you're taking these tests and they don't detect the variant, so pretty much you'll just be getting a negative?
Yes, exactly. But you'll still have real symptoms, right? And if it gets worse, I say just go to the doctor's office or where you got to go and go ahead and get them to test you anyway, because your test may be faulty, and then you can figure out what you have, and then they can administer appropriately. But this is going to create a lot of confusion, and I guarantee you a lot more deaths than we already are tabulating. This is why there's going to be a bigger surge in deaths. This is why we have to be more aware of it. This is why we need to be very careful. And this is why we have to do what we need to do in order to stay safe from each other. The quarantining is being brought into question in a really weird way. I'm going to go on record by saying this. I don't understand the mentality of a year and a half ago when it was 14 days, and now it's like, don't even bother. It doesn't make sense, people. Use your mind, okay? Use it, all right? Because we need to make sure we're safe for each other, okay? If, Jesse, you got coronavirus and you got Lambda, all right, do you think it would be smart if you had Lambda to go out and infect everybody with Lambda?
No, not really.
If I got maybe do you think it would be smart if I knew I had to be able to go out and make sure, hey, I'm just making sure all of you guys get sick. This is only because I listened to the CDC and they said only stay in for 5 days. So I'm already on the 6th day. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
No, not at all.
So my question is, are they ever going to make sense? The answer is evidently not. So we have to use our own objective mind to say, okay, I understand what it was. I understand what it is. I understand why some countries are doing it still the right way. I just don't understand what it is they want to achieve at the end of the day. If they want me dead and my friends dead or my father dead or my mother dead or my grandma dead or my grandfather dead, then I understand. But at the end of the day, I got to do what's right for our household. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Because already last year I've lost too many people due to coronavirus, and honestly, it was because they all shared the same house, and some were affected, some were not. Some got well from it, some thought they were going to die from it, but one out of I think 6 that got it ended up surviving. Well, I should say not surviving, ended up dying. Okay, so if a house has 8 people, you have a high chance that somebody might end up dying. Does that make sense? Because so far they said 1 out of 7 people, I think, get it already. And then out of that number, if you're all in the same house, you need to make sure to keep those away from it, get well, and then be okay, all right? Because sometimes it's just, you just have to be careful, all right? We all hope we just have a cold. That's number one. But like I said, and Jesse, I know you've had a cold. You don't have the coronavirus, right? You already got tested and you got negative, but you had a cold. That's why some are going, is it a cold? Is it the flu? Is it coronavirus? Sometimes it is simply just a cold, right? Like in social media, somebody here is saying, hello, Ellie Gonzalez. Thank you. Good to have you with us. Let's see. Stephanie Reed says, I know last night I sneezed 3 times and I drink a hot cup of melatonin and feel awesome. Good job. Good job, okay? Kajuska Freitag is watching. Thank you very much. And Viviana, who's also known as Mom, actually posted some information about the Rose Parade. She actually asked how to see it with no TV provider. Now, I will say this. You can watch it on YouTube, okay? They stream that. That's one of the things that they actually stream, and you can watch it. She's very big on YouTube, on her Roku player, right? And sometimes she watches our show even on Roku via the morning show. You just have to make sure to subscribe. So she says the Rose Parade, also known as the Tournament of Roses Parade, or simply the Tournament of Roses, which we'll be covering tomorrow. Not here on the station because, we don't do that on Saturdays. But I will be on my social media. Okay, so find me on my social media. I'll be looking for your comments and looking for your suggestions there. It's an annual parade to mark the start of the Rose Bowl game held mostly along Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena in the LA metropolitan area on New Year's Day or on Monday, January 2nd, if New Year's Day falls on a Sunday. They've done that. I forgot about that. That's true. Produced by the nonprofit Pasadena Tournament of Roses Association, which is where we were yesterday, which is why if some of you are following my social media, that's where we took the picture. It's a really nice place. The parade starts at 8 a.m. and includes flower-covered floats, marching bands, and equestrian units, or horses, lots of them. I love the Clydesdale. Those are so cool. And then the mini little horses, the little ponies, look like little mini horses? They're so cute. Okay, the parade is followed in the afternoon by the Rose Bowl, one of the major bowl games in college football. It's been uninterrupted, except, get this, during World War II, misread that, in 1942, 1943, and 1945, and in 2021, due to the COVID pandemic. The parade is expected to resume in 2022, which is this year. So that's the good news. Okay, so that's where we're going to be happy going forward, I think. But I'm not going to be the one to be like, okay, I'm not going to be safe still. But there's still social distancing, and at least it's outside. But I don't want to rub elbows with people that are sick. Does that make sense? So I got questions there.
No.
that I need answered.
You don't know who's sick or not.
I'm going to need to dress very warm because it's going to be very cold. That much I know. So your jacket, Jesse, looks like something I want to steal from you right now. But there you go. All right.
If you felt how warm it is, you probably would. So mine.
I know. I'm thinking about it now. I really am. All right. So we've got that. We've got other things. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We want to know. I know Atlanta, Georgia is where Ellie is tuning in from. Thank you for tuning in. We got Rosalie Huerta Madrigal says, Happy Friday. Good morning, everyone. And Viviana says, Happy Friday on this sunny day. Yay. And Stephanie Reed says, hello. Happy editing this glorious, gloomy, chilled, busy day ahead. Tuning in from Cleveland, Ohio. And not Cleveland, Ohio. Stephanie's from, Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know why I put Idaho in my head right now. And Happy New Year's for today. Stephanie, thank you very much. Teresa Ledesma also tuning in. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a quick little break. We got more news right after this. Stay tuned.
Facing a criminal charge and the possibility of a jail sentence can be terrifying. Wallen and Claridge is here to help you. Call 877-466-5245. Our law firm has been successfully defending clients facing crimes for over 40 years. We have offices throughout Riverside and San Bernardino County. Call us at 877-466-5245. That is 877-4-NO-JAIL for a free phone consultation. We will be there when you call.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy, Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, TruckWorks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, TruckWorks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at TruckWorks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Ruth didn't know she was leaving for good. She knew he would kill her. Could she save herself? Did she feel she was worth saving? How could she best protect her children? To love, honor, and betray, Ruth Tunnicliffe shares her true tale. From submissive to survivor, then thriver. Now living a proud, purposeful life. As an optimistic, inspiring, peaceful warrior. Can a person heal from feeling the guilt of a decision altering many lives? Weighted by living grief, moving through lessons learned, self-discovery, and land in self-love? Can someone who's been abused in every way move to self-trust, confidence, and arrive at living in peace? To love, honor, and betray, a sincere, honest letter. To herself and her adult children, Ruth Tunnicliffe shares her story so that others may also find the inspiring, peaceful warrior within. Amazon worldwide, Barnes & Noble, RuthTunnicliffe.com.
Welcome back here on the morning show. We're checking out some of your comments on social media. I will say, if you're planning on traveling anytime soon, it is probably not one of the best guaranteed safest things to do as of yet. I seriously have seen way too many problems with certain airlines, and I literally had a couple conversations with a couple people yesterday, one which is going to be taking off back to Canada soon, and the other wanted to go to New York but said, nah, this is too crazy, and a lot of flights canceled for that. So I will say, even the one going back to Canada was on the phone for like a good 3 hours before they got to somebody that can help them. So everybody is feeling the pinch when coming to traveling, Jesse. Isn't that weird?
It really is. And is it because the lack of what, I don't even know what they're not called stewardesses now. They're called flight attendants.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's why there's a lack of flights.
Well, yes, and there's a lot of personnel that are sick. That's why. So that's why, and it started, and I hate to say this, but we covered it when the airlines were trying to put pressure on the CDC to reduce the amount of time of quarantining because they wanted people to get back to work for the flights, right? But I would say, why would you attack a whole nation with that then? You know what I mean? For your flight attendants, okay, but I wouldn't want to be on a flight where your flight attendant is sick and they're serving me food and you know, slobbering and sneezing and all of that. I just don't want that, right? But I understand it's going to happen, but I don't want it. How do I say it? Your rules of average go highly significantly up if you have people going back to work over a shorter amount of time. That's how people get the flu. Back to the flu. The flu may not kill all, but the flu in of itself can kill those that are at risk. That's why typically if you're 65 and over, you should get the flu shot no matter what. People don't understand that, but younger ones will get the flu and then be okay with it, but older ones with 65 and over or that have diabetes or have other certain ailments might cause it a problem for them if they get sick with just a simple flu. People don't understand how many people used to die just from the flu, which is why, unfortunately, for a long time, the coronavirus was regarded as just like another flu-like thing, which is not. It's completely different. And we used to say that here on the show, why it was different, because as of last year, we had a lot of really good information, which if you would have listened, you would still be safe. But a lot of people sometimes don't listen. There you go. Or they say they know, but they don't know. So I will say just stay appropriately safe. Be aware of when things change. Even if certain government institutions tell you, do this, do that, do this, use your thinking mind and just say, look, I'm going to be okay just being over here. You be over there. If you have coronavirus, just let me know. That's it. I could take care of you from afar. I could even help maybe bring you groceries and leave them off at your, front door. But, and I'll check up on you. But if I get sick and you get sick and we both get sick and we both end up in the hospital, now we're both going to have a bill that nobody's going to be able to pay. At the end of the day, government's not going to pay our bill. So we have to view government as that friend right now. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So I think that's probably the best way to go about this for now until we figure it out. But this happened, and I will say this. You know how I got beaten, right, Jesse? I literally ran into my uncle yesterday, which I'm so glad he's going to be covering the Rose Parade with us as well. He was walking in Pasadena, and I was like, what is he doing here? Because he's more in the LA area. Evidently, he's staying with a friend. Because the apartment buildings that he was managing, one of the tenants actually went and attacked him too the day before I was attacked. Weird, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So
you never know who's gonna go freaking crazy and start attacking you.
Something's going on in the air. I literally had lunch with him yesterday. He says, yeah, funny enough, the day before you got attacked, I got attacked. He only found out through the social media circle when I posted it. Thank God I posted it. His sister saw it, and she said, hey, check up on him. And so he did. He made a call, but I didn't. I literally said, does that look like my uncle? And I told that to my friend Jose Ulloa, who's been on here talking about glamping. And he says, no, that's not him. I said, let me circle around, see if it is him. It was him. So now he's going to be covering the Rose Bowl with us. Otherwise, it was just going to be me and Jose Ulloa. So that's the good news. But having said that, once I had lunch with him, he was very nice to, pick up my meal because he wanted to wish me a happy birthday, which I was very thankful for. And to those that have, done so, I say, I appreciate you more than you know. But at the same time, he was simply stating a fact that he goes, I don't know what's going on, but I was attacked too. And I was like, oh, I'm glad you're safe. He goes, yeah, thankfully somebody else came to my aid who was another vet. But this guy just went crazy. And I think he has PTSD. I go, okay, but again, why would he attack you? Anyone that knows my uncle, or my Theo as I call him, Jose Luis Sedano, is a very nice, calm guy. He's elderly. He's probably in his 70s. I think he thinks he's like 63. He's not, but he acts like he's 63. And I say, good job. But if anybody attacks my uncle and you're in person with me, I will hit you up the wazoo. Okay, period, end of story. But having said that, I wasn't there. But even he was like, I've been praying for guidance. I don't know if I should leave my job or get out of there. But I think that was kind of a big sign. Get out, right? Because he just knows there's like something going on in LA, which is where he was actually managing 3 different apartment units at one time. Lots of responsibility, doing the right thing. But even his home got flooded in the rains. So, because he has like a basement type home. So he's like, I can't even live there. And that's also another reason. So everything that's going wrong is going wrong for basically our family. Because my aunt and my cousin, they got coronavirus. So now everybody's having problems. And evidently you're all my family as well. Because, well, we all have some weird stuff happening in the last 3 weeks of our life, right? And some people don't talk about it. And I say, you know what? Be aware of it. Make sure you're aware of it, and then appreciate each and every one. Say, you know what? We're going to be against all the evil in the world, because I think evil's kind of taking a little turn in the wrong areas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I made this assumption a few months ago. Just everyone's hearts have been getting darker. And I don't want to say just like evil, it seems like they just don't care anymore.
You know what? Thank you for saying that. And why do you say that?
Oh, God, who knows? There's dozens of reasons. So there's tons of reasons why people stop caring, but it's a slippery slope, because once you stop caring, that's when all the bad stuff happens.
And I'm glad you said that, because I've been seeing, and I think that's a good way to say it, darker, okay? When people become darker, they sometimes begin to kind of go down that slippery slope of just not wanting to, honestly, love anyone else. It's as simple as that. Because I've seen people become rude to other people. I've seen people kind of like come at other people. And I'm like, why are you doing that? It's kind of like when I said, like, even shopping. It's as simple as that. People are more mean. They're more angry. They're more on edge. They're more non-compassionate. I've seen a lot of people not compassionate all of a sudden. I'm like, what is going on? So I'm glad you kind of made a reference to that, because if any of you have experienced that, you've been experiencing a situation that's been happening for, honestly, probably, I want to say, solidly 3 to 6 months. Because I've been noting that. I've been telling my mom, be careful with the people that we're around, because you don't know. It might even be your friends. It might be your family members. It might even be you, because maybe you have a lot of stress in your mind. So I say, get rid of that stress. Remember, we're in days of something, and that's called, we got to be careful, right? We have to be careful because, some would say, well, wait, that's a Bible prophecy. I would say, good to know. And then others would say, well, they did say some would be less compassionate in many ways or suffering, and then make others suffer. But see, nobody understands that, so you're living in it. And now that you're living in it, you're going, what's going on? And I say, be careful. There are things weirder than weird. So there you go. Okay. Now, with this story, let's switch it up to a little bit of odd. A Delta Airlines passenger assaulted a police officer after he was stopped from boarding a flight from L.A. to New York. That's according to police. A Delta passenger lashed out after being denied boarding. Footage of the incident at LAX shows the passenger punching an officer in the chest. I don't know why everybody can get their video, and I can't get my video from McDonald's when I was assaulted. I don't understand. He was arrested for battery on a police officer, according to TMZ. The passenger, who has not yet been named, was stopped for boarding at LAX. Thank God, right? Do you want that passenger on the flight, Jesse?
Honestly, no. I don't want any unruly passengers. I don't want any loud passengers. Just get on your flight, sit down, shut up, and get to your location.
Hey, when's your mom coming back from Florida, by the way?
Good question. I don't know. I think she said 7, 8, or 9. It's one of those numbers.
Okay. Make sure she keeps her phone ready to record, okay? Seriously. A Delta spokesperson told Fox that police were called to escort the passenger out of the terminal after he became verbally abusive at the departure gate. Delta did not immediately respond to insiders' request for comment after officers arrived. Let's see, Pedregon, who said to the media outlet, the passenger had a moment of rage. I haven't seen a lot of that. It's weird. It comes out of nowhere. And assaulted an officer by punching him in the chest. That is a big no-no. That is years in prison. I guarantee you. Footage. What were you gonna say, Jesse?
Oh, no, it says, once you're done with this story, I think I got a funnier airplane story.
Okay, footage of the incident shows an officer tackling him to the ground while pinned. He can be heard saying, you ruined my whole bleep, 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 bleep day, bro. Now I have to travel a whole other day. It bleep, bleep, bleep. Sucks, dude. It sucks for you because, man, you're going to hate your life in about 3 months when you got to go to trial, and then you get the thing, and then you go to prison, and 8 months later, you finally get out, and you go, what the heck happened in my head? Because I guarantee that's what's going to happen. The video shows the passenger screaming and struggling on the ground before being handcuffed and escorted out of the airport in a wheelchair. He was arrested for battery on a police officer. Police at LAX also did not immediately respond to the request for comment. The Federal Aviation Administration logged more than 5,300 flight disturbances this year as of late November. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland instructed prosecutors in a November memo to step up enforcement over the holiday season. Yeah. Do you remember when we were in 9/11 situation and like certain personnel had AK-47s attached to their hip? Do we need to go back to that? Seriously, for dumb people. This is just regular dumb people, Jesse. What's your story?
Right. It honestly feels like it. Okay, my story is funnier. So some workers at the Philadelphia International Airport discovered something weird going through the x-ray machine. So apparently TSA found 2 knives sewn in the middle of a Darth Vader Build-A-Bear.
What?
So as the the little stuffed animal, it goes through the x-ray, and they're like, wait, what? So there's 2 knives carefully sewn into the bear. So it's a Darth Vader Build-A-Bear.
What kind of special knives were these that they had to get like that? Hold on. Whoa. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the picture. You keep talking. I'm gonna try to bring this picture up if I can do so.
So it says TSA spokesperson Lisa Farbstein confirmed on Twitter that a woman traveling through the Philadelphia airport was caught with 2 knives hidden inside a Darth Vader teddy bear. Why would you do this? TSA officer said the back of the stuffed animal appeared to be re-sewn shut. The doll belonged to the woman's 9-year-old son. Dang, that's a cool bear. But yeah, she ruined it by stuffing it with a knife.
Well, it looks so unassuming. I'm not going to lie, I kind of want this. Not the knives necessarily,
No, the bear, right?
Can you describe the bear for those that can't see it in a minute when I pull it up here?
Okay, so it is a I don't know if you ever been to Build-A-Bear, so they had a limited edition Darth Vader bear.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just a dark teddy bear dressed up as Darth Vader. It looks innocent and playful. I want one.
Yeah, it's very cute. I mean, it's very unassuming. It's one of those things that you wouldn't assume a mom to have knives in, and it kind of goes again. Were these special knives? I get if she has like a thing for knives, because I know some women, guys don't understand. If you date a woman that loves knives, you better be careful. You better never cheat on her, because I guarantee you she has a knife collection just ready to go. I would never assume, looking at that little cool teddy bear, that this would have happened, Jesse.
You know what? I wouldn't either. And the knives look like butter knives, so I don't understand why they would be sewn in there unless they're made of like silver and she's smuggling them. But
whoa. Now you got me. They're not even sharp knives. They're butter knives.
They look like butter knives. They look like they don't look like sharp knives at all. So I'm curious on why she would stick like what looks like butter knives inside of a doll or toy.
Maybe to give it some backbone. I don't really know. What? I don't know. I mean, does she want it to be more real than not? I would be like, what? I was trying to give him a skeleton. They don't do that at Build-A-Bear, you know.
Unless she bought it off of like second hand and she didn't know it was in there. But I mean, how could you not know a metal thing was inside I don't know.
I could see that maybe happening. I could see that. Because there's not a lot talked about this, but I will say, to the TSA's, thing, they did say, this is a good example of why we cannot assume that something as innocent looking as a child stuffed animal is not a risk to security. Someone intentionally attempted to conceal 2 knives inside this 9-year-old boy's toy for whatever reason. It was a good catch on the part of our TSA officers. Now, I am looking... Okay, I'm going to let our viewers kind of determine what they think this is here. Because I see what you mean. These are very... I mean, if you're going to go... Does she go to prison? Like, I don't... Okay, you determine what these knives are. There you go. Now you guys can see it on social media. If you're tuning in on your radio or your Alexa, just type in Aaron Michael Sanchez on your Facebook. You'll be able to see it right away. And then you can determine what you feel about these knives. I mean, they're not sharp knives, right? I thought maybe they were like the kind of daggers that you could, you know what I mean? The kind of knives that you like to keep at home, right?
Yeah, when I first read the article, that's what I originally thought. But then when they showed the knives, I'm like, those are butter knives. Are they made of silver or something? Are they an heirloom? Is she trying to like... so many questions, but the article doesn't go in depth. It just talks about the knives and stuff like that. So
I mean, I wouldn't even call those knives. I would call those like butter.
Yeah,
I don't think you can even technically. You could probably cut somebody with like a pen more than you can with these knives. So I don't know if, I mean, I got no clue what's going on in this person's head. I would want to say, why did you pick a butter knife? Is it because you wanted to like have something in the event that you don't have a butter knife to, spread some butter on? I don't really know, Jesse. I got no clue.
I know the article doesn't really go in depth, and I'm pretty sure the woman does not talking about it, but it's just, yeah, those are just the most random knives. They're not even stabbing knives. They're just spread the butter on the toast knives. Oh my God.
I got no clue. I don't know where they're going with that. I really don't. I don't know if she got locked up. I don't know. I think probably even they were confused, right? Because you would expect to see something that would be sharp, but
right?
maybe
they probably let her go because honestly,
I wouldn't. You know what I would do?
What?
Social services, man. That poor little 9-year-old. Now, if the 9-year-old did it, I could see it. Maybe he was having like a little, you know how sometimes little kids kind of have little like. But again, it was sewn inside, so I don't think the 9-year-old did it. I think it goes to a mom, which might be what you said. Man, we need to follow up on this. This makes no sense. Because I don't even know how to make sense of this. Like, she could be one, which is weird in the head, or I think your thing would make more sense of like maybe it was like who purchased the Build-A-Bear? I have questions.
Because those things are handmade, so it's either somebody owned it and then turned it into like a Goodwill or a thrift shop. Someone's all like, "Oh, I would have bought it." So, yeah, someone just decided to sew some knives in there. It's so random. It's weird.
It is weird. It's one of those things where I could see you going to lunch and be like, "Oh man, they forgot." No, don't worry, my bear's got it here. But if it was so this, you know what I mean? You know, you have a whole utensil set in this bear. You know, it's the utensil set bear of bearness. I really don't know. But I do know this. We need to take a break because I got weird all over this show. So I apologize. But there you go. Jesse, thanks for getting to that article. You never know what's going on in people's hands. I will say that. So be careful out there, okay, people? We'll be right back with more right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
KMET AM 1490 presents Cal State San Bernardino basketball. This Sunday afternoon, January 2nd at 3 p.m., the Coyotes meet Cal Poly Pomona in a CCAA conference game. Live from Kellogg Gym in Pomona. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join me as the Coyotes meet the Broncos. Cal State San Bernardino basketball broadcasts are brought to you by Dignity Health, Hatfield Buick GMC, and the Hyatt Place Hotel, Ontario Mills. That's Cal State San Bernardino basketball action live from Pomona this Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. on your exclusive radio home for Coyote basketball, KMET AM 1490. Standard time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit. Get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
Attention homeowners, spending more time around your house means you're putting more stress on major appliances that keep your home running. Like many Americans, a major breakdown could be very costly during these uncertain times. AC unit goes, that's $4,500. Water heater breaks, $1,500. When you own a home, it's always something. If you have a home warranty, those repairs could cost you nothing. A Home Service Club warranty pays for the repair or replacement of your home appliances and systems when they break down, even from normal wear and tear. For about $1 a day, you can cover your home appliances and systems. It's not a question of if they'll break down, it's when. If you call now, you'll get your first month free and $75 off your first year. Make home appliance repairs one less thing to worry about. Call 800-274-4679 now for your free quote, free first month, and $75 off your first year. 800-274-4679 now. That's 800-274-4679. Again, 800-274-4679.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, where we are watching something very, very closely. JetBlue. You know, I've always wanted to fly on JetBlue, Jesse. I'm not going to lie, because I want to just have fun. I think I did it once, now that I think about it. I think I forgot, but it was very quick. Oh, yeah, it was up north. We went JetBlue, I want to say. What is Southwest? I can't remember, because they have the DirecTV on there, so. But that was always the one that got me. Anyway, they canceled over 1,280 flights. Just beginning yesterday through mid-January. You know how many flights that is? That's a lot of flights, Jesse. In an attempt to get ahead of a surge in cases among pilots and flight attendants. So this goes back to what we were saying earlier. They say the move follows days of disrupted travel over the last week when airlines, including JetBlue, United Airlines, Delta Airlines, and American Airlines, cut more than 4,000 flights, largely due to staffing challenges. JetBlue canceled 173 flights, or 17%. That's a big number. Okay, whenever they cancel, they usually cancel at the most maybe 8%. 17% is highly unusual of its scheduled flights on Thursday, according to flight tracking site FlightAware. United Airlines canceled 188 flights, or 8% of its mainline schedule. Alaska Airlines canceled 95 flights, 14% of what it was scheduled to fly. The flight reductions are scheduled to go through January 13th. That's according to JetBlue. So be in it for the long term, people. The big picture, major airlines in their lobby urged the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to cut the quarantine period for fully vaccinated people to 5 days from symptom onset due to the threat of on staffing. Now, you see what I'm saying? They wanted this, and they got it. But instead of CDC doing it only for flight attendants, they did it for basically the whole U.S. That makes no sense. JetBlue amended their leave policies following the CDC's announcement this week, shortening its recommended isolation time. What they're saying, while the new CDC guidelines should help get crew members back to work sooner, and our schedule reduction and other efforts will further ease day of cancellations, we expect the number of COVID cases in the Northeast to continue to surge for the next week or two. I'm not going to lie, man. These statements are going to come back to haunt them. Because if people go back to work too early and they should be in the hospital, what do you think is going to happen en route? They're going to have a harder time breathing. They're going to have a harder time, honestly, inhaling. And they're going to have a harder time, and they're going to need to go to the hospital. If they do not get to the hospital soon enough, they're probably, even in flight, going to get sick. That's not good. That means everybody's going to get sick. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I'm looking at ways I'll be like, can I become a pilot?
Well, I'm not going to lie. There's going to be a shortage within probably anywhere from a year to 3 years. The flight cancellation is a part of an effort to get even further ahead of the expected increase in cases. Sarah Nelson, who's an international president of the Association of Flight Attendants, which represents 50,000 flight attendants at 17 airlines, said staffing remains tight as workers are hesitant to pick up voluntary overtime due to disruptive passengers, COVID concerns, and COVID positives during the busiest travel period of the year. We have negotiated holiday incentives to help with operational challenges, but there's only so far you can stretch people. I would say let's keep our people alive. You should be garnering for the people to stay alive. That should be the primary concern. My goodness, what happened to just common sense? Oh, we got to have you in the hospital before we actually, I mean, it's stupid. Anyway, we're out of time. I'm sorry. I'm just upset by this dumb stuff. But stay fun because it's the New Year's. Yay, 2022. Bye-bye, everybody.